Mic check, mic check. And here we are, my friends. Welcome everybody to live stream. So here we are, playing on the left side, Vikavolt, item lock deck. On the right side, Centiskorch, VMAX deck. So it's gonna be interesting to see these two decks in action. Obviously with Darkness Ablaze cards. So still standard format, not the post rotation lists. And who's gonna win? We're gonna find out in the next 30 to 40 minutes. So make sure to subscribe to the channel if you already didn't. Consider subscribing as well as hitting the likes up and that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. So on the left side we have Vikavolt. In the starting hand there is a Bird Keeper, Electro Power, and many other cards as well. So if you're not familiar with the Vikavolt, there it is, paralyzing bolt with 2 energies, 1 lighting and colors energy for 50. During your opponent next turn, they can't play any item cards from their hand. 210 HP. weaken the fighting, super zap cannon for 190. There's a lot of good things about Vikavolt and its attack cost. And just in case if you're not familiar with a Centiskorch VMAX, 320 HP VMAX Pokemon with VMAX rule for double chorus energy, GMAX, Centinferno, 40 plus this attack does 40 more damage for each energy attached to Centiskorch VMAX. So there we go, we just started the game and there is a speed lightning energy attached to the Vikavolt, which means that when you attach speed lightning energy to Vikavolt you can draw 2 cards. In addition to that, it provides lighting energy as well. So quick ball for the Bird Keeper. Bird Keeper is as well a new card which says that you can switch your active Pokemon to one of your benched Pokemon, and if you do that you can draw 3 cards. So potentially with the quick ball, Vikavolt deck can grab something like Jirachi. It can take Tapu Koko for extra energy acceleration, maybe even considering playing Absol on the bench so you can just prevent your opponent from being able to retreat with escape board. Absol is a very good card for this deck because it can help you to basically catch something on your opponent bench and then force it to return manually by energy attachment. Meanwhile, you can power up either a Raichu and a Lone Raichu for that GX Tandem Shock attack, or maybe just a Vikavolt, you know. So yeah, Jirachi, escape board, we see Guzma and Hela. Supporter is not allowed to be played on the turn 1. We also see some other cards like Oricorio in the hand, as well as a boss order, so potentially good startup for Vikavolt. It looks like that the turn 2 item lock is gonna happen. So there is a Centiskorch. Taking the look at the Centiskorch, we 210 HP Pokemon. Okay, so there is a Welder. In case if you're not familiar with the Welder, it says that you can attach up to 2 fire energies from your hand to your Pokemon, and if you do that, you can draw 3 cards as well. So Centiskorch, first attack, it's an interesting one. It can hit for 20 plus, you can discard energy from Centiskorch, and if you do that, you can also discard energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. So if Vikavolt stays in the front with energy at a turn 1, and if Centiskorch attacks Vikavolt will just lose energy, and that's not something that you really want to see. That is definitely not the thing that you want to see. Alright, so Jirachi on the Centiskorch bench as well. And we have, I think that was a quick ball for the research, and still checking the deck. Vikavolt deck is very disruptive, and it's also very powerful. I really like item lock decks. I used to play with Seismitoad and Crobat. I used to play Seismitoad bad deck. Then I also played Seismitoad with Giratina. That deck was very powerful. I remember those days. So Centiskorch already have 2 energies, and that's just the Dean with the Daddy Change for 6. Discard hand. Draw cards until you have 6 in your hand, and there is a Pokegear 3.0, which says you can look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You might reveal a supporter card you find there and put it in your hand. So there is a Welder. Welder says you might attach up to 2 fire energies from your hand to one of your Pokemon in play, and if you do that, you can basically draw also 3 cards in addition to it. So extra energy acceleration plus draw support in 1 card. Very, very good one. So it looks like that this turn Centiskorch won't be able to attack, and Jirachi will be used for that Stellar Wish. We see Research, Welder, another one, and a Quick Ball. Quick Ball is a reasonable option here. Probably maybe for, you know, Volcanion. I don't know why He didn't go for the Volcanion, and for Volcanion play for energy acceleration. That's a little bit misplay on the right side of the field. Once Vikavolt start to attacking with, item lock, Centiskorch won't be able to use, neither way, quick ball, scoop up net, skateboard, switch, or evolution incense, which means that paralyzing bolt will stay forever in the front. But the bad thing for the Vikavolt obviously is that Centiskorch VMAX attack. So basically Centiskorch VMAX with 5 energies can one-hit knock out Vikavolt. With 4 energies it hits for 205 for 240, and that's just one-hit knockout against it. And it's not super hard to power up Centiskorch for one-hit knockout against Vikavolt. So that's Pokemon Communication, and we're gonna see turn 2 in play also Centiskorch VMAX. So with the Welder combination, obviously Centiskorch can hit for one-hit knockout, and then things starts to be very ugly, because if that happens, then Vikavolt can use Counter Gain and Thunder Mountain, and it can also swing for 190 with the Super Zap Cannon, which is also very disruptive. So, will there be anything else? Jirachi Retreat, and we might just see a Centiskorch V attack for 20 times 2 because of the weakness, so should be a 40 damage. Will Jirachi wake up? No, but it really doesn't matter. So, Capture Energy. Capture Energy is a energy from the Rebel Clash set. It says that when you attach Capture Energy to one of your Pokemon in play, you might search your deck for... you need to search your deck, actually. It says that you need to search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it on your bench. Obviously, if your bench is full, you're not allowed to put that Pokemon on the bench, and you cannot even use the effect of that energy card. Alright. Capture Energy for another Vikavolt. Obviously, it seems to be that another Vikavolt on the bench is a good option. Tapu Koko, in my opinion, not needed for now, because there is not even a Lighting Energy in a discard pile. Maybe Absol wouldn't be that bad in case if Vikavolt player decides to... Real player is actually me, and on the right side is my friend. So, if Vikavolt decides to boss order maybe that the Dean, or maybe another Centiskorch, for example, bossing order another Centiskorch V on the bench makes sense. Why? Because you're hitting for 50, and Centiskorch V needs to either way use the first attack and swing for 20 and disrupt one and discard one of your energies, or it needs to evolve into VMAX and start attacking with the VMAX. So there is a Oricorio GX with that super dense ability, which says that once during a turn, if your opponent knocks something from either way your bench or active position, you might just, draw the 3 cards from the top of your deck. So there is a Marnie. Marnie is being used for 5 and for 4 for opponent. Marnie says that you really need to shuffle the cards in your hand and pretty much put them on the bottom of your deck. So there is another Vikavolt that just hits the ground, and we might see first Paralyzing Bolt. So it should be 80, 50 plus 30 because of the Electro Power, and then Centiskorch player cannot use item cards at the next turn. Alright, so what will be the next move for Centiskorch? Will it be manually energy attaching to the benched Centiskorch? Will it be welder for the active one and then evolving into the VMAX? Will he just decide to basically go with first attack on the Centiskorch V, which says radiating hit for 20, and then you might discard energy from Centiskorch V. If you do that, you can discard energy from opponent's active Pokemon as well. It's really hard to play without item cards, you know, because you might want to go with, you know, Stellar Wish and then just retreat play, but you cannot do that because there is a Ablaze, so you need to have Switch. But since you cannot play Switch, you're not in a position to use Jirachi. You can still attach energy manually to Jirachi in order to use Stellar Wish, but still, it's not that good as it might look to be. So yeah, it looks like this is just gonna be radiating hit for that speed lightning energy, and that's pretty much it for now. Because if he evolves into Centiskorch VMAX with already 80 damage on it, that means that Vikavolt needs to hit just for 240 damage. And it's not super hard for Vikavolt to do that, mainly because with 2 Electro Powers, Vikavolt Super Zap Cannon can immediately be increased to 250, and then Centiskorch would be knocked out from play. So, draw for turn, lightning energy attachment manually, and will there be another Marnie and another Paralyzing Gaze? It looks like it will be. So Marnie play one more time. Marnie is a very good card in this deck. With Marnie you can control your opponent hand. You can control the amount of the card that your opponent can have in their hand. You can maybe deny the energy cards. And obviously with Paralyzing Gaze you can just, you know, prevent him from Paralyzing Bolt. You can prevent him from being able to play, you know, item cards, and if they cannot find supporter or energy card, they won't be able to do anything. So all suddenly 130 damage on that active Centiskorch V. What will be the next play? Okay, so there is a Eldegoss V. Eldegoss V have ability which says that when you put Eldegoss V on the bench from your hand, you might search your deck, search your discard pile for supporter card and put it in your hand. So you can basically grab supporter card from your discard pile in your hand. Something similar to the Tapu Lele ability, but it says from discard pile. Tapu Lele says that you can search your deck for a supporter card and put it in your hand. Eldegoss V says grab supporter card from your discard pile, put it in your hand, and in this case this will be a welder. So for now it looks like that Vikavolt don't have exit from this position. It looks like that the Vikavolt will be knocked out, and then Centiskorch VMAX will just stay in play with 4, maybe even 5 energies, very powerful. But hey, don't forget that, alright, so we also have right now Heat Fire Energy attachment, which says that as long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides fire energy. But if this fire energy is attached to fire Pokemon, that Pokemon also gets plus 20 HP. Okay, so that's enough for the knockout, and Vikavolt is knocked out. And right now, Centiskorch VMAX also can right now attach energy from discard pile on it. So Stellar Wish can be used, Dance of the Ancient can be used as well, and if Vikavolt wants to return knockout here, it will need basically combination of Guzma and Hela for the stadium and counter gain for that powerful Super Zap Cannon. So, is it possible? Definitely it is. So, quick ball for Raichu and Alolan Raichu into the Tapu Koko. Alright, so if the stadium card is prized, you always have backup solution, and that backup solution is Tapu Koko for the Dance of the Ancient. So there is a Marshadow for that resetting Hall play, another Vikavolt, bench down, and we're gonna see very, very big move here from the Vikavolt. So there is a counter gain, and basically with the counter gain and Electro Power, yeah, he definitely needs Electro Power, so Vikavolt hitting for 190 plus 130, it's 320, but because of the heat fire energy, it needs extra damage, and there is a Marnie as well. So for now, Vikavolt is hitting for 80 with first attack with Paralyzing Bolt, but it needs one more energy card from discard pile for that Super Zap Cannon. Deck Call. Deck Call allows you to search your deck for 2 supporter cards, and there is a Guzma and Hela, and also another Guzma and Hela. It looks like the Cynthia and Caitlyn. Either way are prized or maybe already discarded from play. So Marnie's been used. Dance of the Ancient will be triggered right now, and 2 Lighting Energies from discard pile can be attached to benched Pokemons. Unfortunately, there is only one of them. And boom, all suddenly, this Vikavolt surprises Centiskorch VMAX, and it hits him for 190. The biggest misplay here, I mean, it's not technically a misplay, but it's basically a bad thing that there was no extra Lighting Energy in the discard pile for the benched Vikavolt, which means that for one turn, Centiskorch will be able to use item cards, and even worse thing after this is that he can also use item cards on the turn after, because there is no way that you can attach 2 energies to Vikavolt V in just a single turn if you already used Tapu Koko Prism Star. Alright, so Jirachi promoted in the front. With Jirachi in the active position, Stellar Wish can be used. Centiskorch definitely needs some energies and Welder. It also needs Centiskorch VMAX to start building up those energy cards. This game can definitely be turned out into the Vikavolt favor due to the boss order and Paralyzing Bolt item lock play against that Eldegoss V on the bench, or maybe the Dean. In order to knock out the Dean GX, Vikavolt just needs to hit twice with 2 Electro Powers, which is amazing. And the big problem for the Centiskorch is obviously trading the 3 prize cards for 2 prize cards. Alright, so there is a Welder, only 1 energy again on the Centiskorch V. I saw Welder, I think I also saw Fire Energy and Centiskorch VMAX, if I'm not wrong. Item cards right now can be used from Centiskorch V side. Nope, he decided to return his energy back to the hand. Centiskorch second attack, Burning Train, it's too expensive. It requires 4 fire energy cards in order to hit for 180, which is just ridiculously expensive in current format. 4 for 180, you can't even one-hit knock out Vikavolt with it. You can barely manage to knock out Eldegoss or the Dean GX. So, finally there is a Volcanion. So, lights up, Volcanion, put it on the bench with the quick ball. Energy will go to that Volcanion, obviously for that first attack, which says that you can search a deck. You can search a deck for 2 fire energies and attach them to your Pokemon in play. Okay, so there it is. Flare starter. Top deck is a Guzma and Hala, and we also see that Lightning Energy needs to be attached manually again from hand. Obviously, Vikavolt definitely needs to be switched on the bench so that counter gain can be preserved in case of another knockout, which is really important. So there is a switch into Jirachi. Jirachi with a skateboard again can be retreated to something else if it's necessary. And we see the boss order and also reset stamp. But the problem with the reset stamp right now is that reset stamp can help Centiskorch player more than it can disrupt him. It can literally put him in good position by allowing him to draw 4 cards instead of having only 2. So this is a boss order onto the Dean GX, and right now the Dean stays in the active position. Another Jirachi just hits the field, and we are gonna see another Stellar Wish play. Alright, an interesting thing here is that there is a John Bump. So if Centiskorch VMAX hits Jirachi with GMAX Santiferno, it will hit for 160. Actually, it will hit for 240 because of the weakness, and then John Bump makes sense because John Bump can then return 10 damage counters to Centiskorch VMAX, and then Paralyzing Bolt can be again used, maybe to surprise Centiskorch VMAX there for the knockout and for the end of the game, because it will trade 3 more prize cards and then game will be over. So John Bump and pass. Alright, Tails, which means that Jirachi didn't wake up in case of the knockout. Guzma and Hala available in hand for that energy surge. Reset stamp for disruption as well. It's really important to move up right now the Dean from the active position, but as long as there is a Absol, 1 energy is not enough. You cannot also return with Tingly, return GX the Dean in your hand because it requires 1 Lightning Energy. But for example, Eldegoss can be returned to hand, actually to deck. It can be shuffled back to the deck with its attack, but it requires only 2 Colorless Energies, and it also, in addition to that, it hits for 50. Oh, I see Wondrous Labyrinth. Okay, that might be a really disrupting move from Centiskorch VMAX player. And there is a Pokemon Communication. In this case, Pokemon Communication can be maybe used just to thin the deck a little bit, but I don't see any other play for that communication. You know, I don't think he can actually take anything into his favor at this moment. Bench is already full. I mean, theoretically, Jirachi can be scooped up with a scoop up net, but what else can be used? Another Centiskorch V. Okay. So possible tech cards for Centiskorch obviously might be Victini, we for that energy acceleration. But you have, for example, Flareon. You have actually Volcanion, and Volcanion is a much better, in my opinion, starter because it trades only one prize instead of the two. Plus, it also attaches 2 energies. Victini attaches 3 energies, but still, Volcanion, much better, in my opinion. So there is a skateboard being attached to the Dean GX, but unfortunately without energy card, the Dean cannot retreat because there is a Dark Ambition Absol in play. And what a top deck that is. It is a skateboard, but as long as the Wanderer's Labyrinth stays in play, Vikavolt cannot attack as well. It actually needs extra energy. Interesting, there is another John Bomb. So taking another John Bomb and attaching it to the Jirachi might be a good move. It should be a good play. And it is good play. And it is good play. Definitely it is. So, another Guzma and Hela. Alright. Guzma and Hela for this Vikavolt play, and capture energy, speed lining energy. Well, Stadium is unfortunately prized, which means that one more turn, one more turn, Centiskorch won't be item locked, which means that the Dean can move on the bench either way by manually attaching energy on him and then moving him back, or with the effect of the switch. So speed lighting energy, 2 extra cards, another Guzman Hela, there is another Boss Order, as well as another John Bomb, which is, in my opinion, good card for this matchup, as long as this Jirachi stays in the front. If Centiskorch attack, it will take 10 damage counters back, and then Vikavolt will be away from taking the victory here simply by just attacking with that Super Zap Cannon for 190, plus only 1 copy of Electro Power, and that will be it. After rotation, obviously, Vikavolt will lose so many good cards. It will lose Stadium. It will lose, unfortunately, Thunder Mountain, because Thunder Mountain will rotate out of the standard format, as well as Electric Power. Those 2 cards were printed in Lost Thunder set. Tapu Koko Prism will stay in play because it's printed in Team Up, but still losing the Stadium card, as well as, for example, Counter Gain as well, will slow down this Vikavolt by a lot. But obviously some more new cards will simply be printed. Maybe even better cards would be printed in the future. Who knows? We shall see. So what's going to happen next? Another Stellar Wish play. Another Stellar Wish play, and there is a Guzma and Hela for Jirachi and Attack Call. Very limited with the resources here. There is capture energy left, and unfortunately, as long as you have full bench, you cannot use effect of the capture energy, but you can still attach energy basically and use it as a colorless energy. Interesting. 3 energies on Vikavolt, but Vikavolt can only barely hit for 50. So the next move for Vikavolt, in my opinion, will be a boss order to another Dedenne for that paralyzing bolt and attack for 80. So double paralyzing bolt with double electro power puts Vikavolt in a position to double hit knockout, to 2-hit knockout the Dedenne GX for 2 prize cards. And if he gets lucky, he can draw Thunder Mountain and maybe with another boss order win the game. So that's just 50. That's paralyzing bolt only for 50. And again, Centiskorch is under the item lock, which means that energy can be attached from hand. Boss order, ooh, interesting. Boss order to the another Vikavolt, but the one without a single energy card, and to one with the counter gain. Vikavolt, very expensive retreat cost. It had 3 retreat cost. So supporters being used. Turn is waste for Centiskorch player, and top deck was a switch. And there is a Cynthia and Caitlyn. Cynthia and Caitlyn. Bird Keeper can also be used in this case, because with the Bird Keeper, then you can just, switch and draw 3 cards. But then again, if there's no more boss orders in the deck, this might be a GG. So, I see Lighting Energy, I see Dedenne, and I also see a Quick Ball and a Switch. Switch into Jirachi for that Stellar Wish, Reset Stamp, Speed Lightning Energy, Erika's Hospitality, Attack Call, and Lightning Energy. Obviously, if your opponent managed to somehow stamp you down to maybe, let's say, 1 or 2 cards, you always want to have options to get something in order to draw more cards. You obviously have Oricorio, but you also want to have that Quick Ball available for Dedenne, so that's also really important. So another Paralyzing Bolt hits this Dedenne for 50, which means that he will need 2 more Paralyzing Bolts, or Paralyzing Bolt in combination with the Electro Power for the knockout. So there is a Tech Hole and there is another boss order, which means that this should be a game for Vikavolt. All he really needs right now is Electro Power, Paralyzing Bolt, knockout against Dedenne for 80. And at the next turn, after Centiskorch VMAX knocks Vikavolt out, he will just need to basically use Dedenne for Daddy Change for the boss order, and then boss order for Jirachi. Of course, obviously, if there's gonna be 1 copy of that Electro Power, or if there will be a Thunder Mountain available in play. So Jirachi promoted in the front, Stellar Wish is available, there is a Thunder Mountain, which means only one thing. Boss order is needed, there is a Quick Ball for that Erika's Hospitality, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 5 more cards left, 6 actually, which means that if he really wants to hit the jackpot and win the game, he could use just Oricorio and then Jirachi, so he can be 100% positive that that boss order will be draw, but Vikavolt do the job as well and it wins the game. So that's the GG, my friends. As you can see, Vikavolt knocks out Centiskorch for the win. Really tough matchup. every deck can struggle against item lock. There is no question about it. And that's the GG. So that was pretty much it for today live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. That was matchup between Vikavolt and Centiskorch VMAX. Tomorrow I will broadcast another video, another matchup. I'm actually tired right now, so I really want to go to the bed, take a sleep a little bit, and then tomorrow do more videos. I have a couple more decks left to, stream. Eternatus VMAX in action against, the CGI. Eternatus VMAX against Solomon's VMAX, and also some other matchups. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more videos. Let me know in the comments below what you think about it. And yeah, till the next time, have a nice day and goodbye.